blah, blah. Welcome back to Jarrett the Journeyman. Today I'd like to go over Chapter 9, Table 9 in the NEC for you guys. Looks like we're seeing a bunch of test questions over this, and nobody really knows how to use it. So get your code book out, flip back to Chapter 9, Table 9, and we'll go over this. Once you go over it, it's pretty simple, but without knowing where it's at and what it says, it's going to eat up a bunch of your time. So let's run over there and let's run back there and look at it. So finding alternating current, AC resistance, and a conductor using Chapter 9, Table 9. What we'll do is you're going to see a question like, what is the AC resistance of 638 feet of number 4 AUG aluminum wire and a steel conductor? We start seeing those numbers. We see resistance. Sometimes people get resistance caught up with ampacity. They go to 31015 and that's not where you need to go. Maybe you'll go to Chapter 9, Table 8 for resistance. That's still not the place to go. So those test questions are trying to trick you up a little bit to see if you really know the code book. So what we're going to do is open your book up to Chapter 9, Table 9. It looks something like that. I took a screenshot of it. And what we need to know, what we need to do is, first off, Chapter 9, Table 9. You guys may want to highlight that. It's going to be a few questions out of this. Also, look, and it's titled Alternating Current Resistance and Resistance for 600-volt Cables, 3-phase, 60 hertz, 75 degrees Celsius, 3 single conductors. So keep that in mind whenever you see a question asking those specifics. Also in this table, I want you to take a big look at this right here. That right there tells you how to use the table, how the table's laid out. The top one, ohms to neutral per kilometer, and ohms to neutral per 1,000 square foot, or per 1,000 foot, I'm sorry. And we know that when we're taking the test that we don't use the metric system. So we'll be using this bottom portion, ohms to neutral per 1,000 feet. And if you take that and you look down here anywhere in this table, you see these two numbers right here. The top number is your metric. The bottom number is what we'll be using throughout this whole table. All the bottom numbers here, because here in America, that's what we use. Also, clear this out. If you look, alternating current resistance for uncoated copper wire and alternating current resistance for aluminum wire. That's these two tables down here, or columns, I'm sorry. Now, if we come over here and look at these columns right here, we don't use those during the test. You probably will not see that on a journeyman's. I haven't seen it on a master's test asking for power factors, due to the fact that there's so much math involved that it's unfair to the test taker to figure out the problem because of the time that is allowed per question. Sorry, this is bugging me. And so so they can't ask you those questions and be fair about it. So we'll be using these two columns right here when you see that question. All right, let me clear the board and go from there. So going back to our question, what is the AC resistance of 638 feet of, excuse me, number 4 AUG aluminum wire and steel conductor? So off to the left-hand side, we've got our wire sizes right here. So number 4 is right here. And then we need to go to the top and look. We're looking at AC resistance for aluminum wire. So we'll be using this. And then what's it? Steel. It's asking for a steel conductor or conduit. I'm sorry. I apologize if I've been saying conductor instead of conduit. And then we're looking for number 4. So we follow this all the way over to here. Come down here. And our answer is 0.51. Now we take that 0.51, and that is not our answer to the question. That is an answer to the portion of the equation that we need to use. So let's transfer that 0.51, and that's, oops, sorry. And that's at 1,000 feet. Our question is at 638 feet. So we need to be able to convert that. We take your 0.51, and remember that's ohms. Divide that by 1,000 feet. Which this division is pretty easy. All we do is we move this decimal point this decimal 3 places to the left because we're at 1,000. So it's 0.00051. And that's per foot. And now we need to multiply that times 638 because that's the amount, the length we had up here at on the question, which equals 0.325 ohms. So we took this number out of the table. We divided it by 1,000 feet because this number is set at 1,000 feet. So we needed to know what 1 foot equals, which was this. Multiplied it times 638, and we came up with 0.325. So 0.325 is our answer off of the 638 feet that is needed. And that, guys, that's the answer right there. That's how easy it is. But without knowing how to use that table, use those charts, you would waste a lot of time and probably just end up guessing on what the answer to the question is. And so there's no need to guess on that one. This one's so easy. Takes you about a minute, at the most a minute. So then you just work it out and move on to the next one. Be satisfied, be confident that you did get that correct answer, and move on to the next one when you take your test. So that's all I have today on this one. Chapter 9, Table 9, easy little math formula there, and get it knocked out. Guys, if you're studying for your test, good luck on your test. Study. And if you don't pass it the first time, please get scheduled, pass it again, or take it again, and you'll end up passing it. If you guys need help, hit me up. I do private coaching and tutoring, so I can help you on that. So just leave me a comment below and I can help you out. That's all I got today, guys, and thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please give me a like or subscribe. It helps me out a bunch. Thanks again, guys. We'll talk to you soon.